Welcome everyone to the YouTube channel of Sunshine Teachers Training. I'm so happy to be back with you today, and I have had a lot of requests for this material, to present this material. So today I'm going to be showing you how to use Seguin Board A and the beads to teach the children 11 to 19. So what we're going to be learning today is the combination of the concrete, which is the beads, with the abstract, which is the written symbol. Using the beads, golden beads, we have 9 golden beads, 10 bead bars, and we have the short bead stair, and we have Seguin Board A. And I am lucky because today I have Erfin, who's going to join me. She's going to be the child in this activity because it's quite interactive, and she's going to join me and we'll show you together how to use this material. Erfin, today I want to teach you how to use the beads and Seguin Board A. Okay, now we've already learned how to count 11 to 19. We've also learned how to read the numbers 11 to 19. Today we're going to put it together, the beads and the board, okay? Do you remember, Erfin, how to build the short bead stair?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, so I'm going to give you the beads and I will ask you to build the short bead stair for us, and I will show you where we need to build it, okay?
Okay.
So we are going to build it right over here. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'm going to put the 10 bead bars here, okay? All right. Now, Erfin, here are the number cards for you, okay? Erfin, do you know what this number is?
10.
Can you place one 10 bead bar here? Erfin, do you know what comes after 10?
11.
Right. Can you make 11 over here with the beads? Now, Erfin, we have the cards here. Do you think you can use the cards to make 11?
Yes.
All right. Erfin, what comes after 11?
12.
Right. Do you think you can make 12 with the beads over here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you to use the cards to make 12 over here. Tell me, Erfin, what comes after 12?
13.
That's right. Can you use the beads to make 13 over here? And can we use the cards to make 13?
Yes.
What comes after 13?
14.
That's right. Can you make 14 over here with the beads? And let's also use the cards to make 14. Now, Erfin, can you make 18 with the cards?
Okay.
Erfin, what comes after 18?
19.
That's right. Can you make 19 with the beads?
Sure.
And I'd like you to make 19 with the cards. Erfin, let's count.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Okay, so today you've learned how to use the beads and Seguin Board A. You know where it's kept, so anytime you want to take it, you can take it and use it. Would you like to help me to tidy? Okay. Isn't this a wonderful activity and an even more beautiful presentation, showing the child how to combine quantities and symbols? They've already learned the quantities, they've already learned the symbols. In this activity, they bring it together in such a concrete, sensible, understandable way. That is one of the wow factors of Montessori mathematics. A topic that is so abstract, she has managed to make all of these concepts, all of these lessons very concrete. There is never a time when I teach a workshop and one of the students will not say, "Oh, I just wish I could have learned math like this. I wouldn't have struggled so much." And when children learn like this, touching, feeling, it makes a muscular impression in their mind and they gain a full understanding. Just have a look at this for a second, okay? They get to see how the quantity is increasing with the beads, starting from 11 all the way to 19. They've seen how the beads grow. And we do a very similar activity, teaching them 10 to 90, teaching them how to count 11 to 99. If you'd like to see those, then definitely comment, I want more. Put that comment there right now and I'll come back and show you those activities as well. There's just so much beauty in the Montessori math materials. And of course, the control of error lies in the beads. When there's an error, they will be able to see that the beads are not correctly lined up. They don't, go in the order that the children have learned they should be placed. A lot of people feel that we don't have writing in Montessori, but it's up to you to create those opportunities for children. Let's say I finish this activity, okay? I can start with having an activity sheet that has the beads, the 11, 12, 13, and what the children have to do is color the beads, the correct colors, and then they can draw lines to the matching number. Or later on, they can write the numbers of that. Or, we could do it the other way around where the children see the number 11 and they have to draw the correct number of beads. They enjoy coloring, they enjoy working in different ways. It doesn't have to be that conventional way that, we know from school days of how activity sheets should be. We do not sit all the children down and tell them, now you have to do your workbook. It doesn't work like that. But when they've completed an activity, the teacher will create writing opportunities from those activities with them. So it's up to you to think out of the box and find ways for your child to repeat this lesson so that it gets deeper ingrained in them and they get a deeper understanding. I really hope you've enjoyed learning about the Seguin board. You asked for it and I brought it for you. Keep the requests coming and I will keep coming back. But subscribe so that you don't miss a single one of our videos. If you've enjoyed this video, definitely give us a thumbs up and we'll keep bringing more for you. I'd like to also tell you about our book. It's called the Montessori Handbook. It was written by me and our CEO, Soni Vasandani. Here's an image for you right here. And we wrote this book for people who are coming into the Montessori world, parents, educators, to really help you get a deep understanding of the Montessori philosophy, but in a way that is easy to take in without too many complicated, the language is not very complicated. It tells like a story, but we cover the Montessori philosophy so that you can really embrace it. I always tell my students that the success of a Montessori educator is when you are able to get that philosophy in your heart. The materials will come. That's the easiest part of it. That's what I say. But getting that philosophy inside you, living it, feeling it, believing it, feeling passionate about it, that's going to be the success of your journey in the world of Montessori. So do pick up our book. It's available worldwide on Amazon. If you are in Indonesia, then you can get it on Shopee and it'll ship out really soon. I promise you, you will love reading this book. I have got so many people who write and then say, thank you for writing this. It's helped us to understand Montessori philosophy in a way that, is comfortable and is easy to take in. So I encourage you to pick it up today. If you are already deeply ingrained in Montessori, then buy this for a loved one. I always gift this book to any of my friends who are about to have a baby because I think there's no better gift. I love Montessori and I want everybody to love it as much as I do. So that's what I gift to all my friends who are having babies, or I have friends, children also who are having babies now. So think about it from that angle too. And thank you for being loyal viewers coming back every week to watch videos and to like them, share them with others, because we want more and more children to benefit from the Montessori philosophy and from the Montessori lifestyle. And until we meet again, have a beautiful day.